Hill Drago does not seem to have an answer for our restless friend.
Well, what's up, you magic fanatics near and far? We've got yet another MTG Arena Standard Ranked Best of 1 video for you today, and we're talking about none other than Mythic Golgari Control. Yes, you heard me right. I'm just as surprised as you are. One card that I never thought would have made it into the main board of the deck is Ghost Vacuum, because we're talking about Golgari, and when we're talking about Golgari, there are other cards such as Leyline of the Void that seem just a little bit better. Leyline of the Void is a 4-mana enchantment that reads, if this card is in your opening hand, you may begin the game with it on the battlefield for free. If a card to be put into an opponent's graveyard from anywhere, exile it instead. Now, the problem that I do have with this one-sided Rest in Peace, which is extremely powerful, don't get me wrong, but that's causing us to run 3 to 4 copies of it just in order to see it in our opening hand, and running into multiple copies of Leyline of the Void as we get into the mid to late game isn't necessarily a good thing. So not only does Ghost Vacuum replace Leyline of the Void for those reasons, but it's also an artifact, as opposed to an enchantment, which is a lot harder to get rid of for some multicolored decks, and especially for a lot of mono-colored decks. So Ghost Vacuum, of course, you can tap and exile the card from a graveyard, or you can pay 6 and tap and sacrifice this artifact, put each creature card exiled with this artifact onto the battlefield under your control with a flying counter on it. Very nice. Each of them is a 1/1 spirit, in addition to its other types, and we activate only as a sorcery. Anoint with Affliction is going to help us out against mono black and mono red, as well as Orzhov. Speaking of 3 specific cards here. So one of the cards that we're worried about is Heartfire Hero. Hams is 1 for a 1/1, and the biggest thing we're worried about here is the fact that when this creature dies, it deals damage equal to its power to each opponent. So Anoint with Affliction takes care of him. And then we also got the Unstoppable Slasher. Now he's 3 for a 2/3 zombie assassin, right? But you ain't gonna be too right when he smacks you in the face and takes half your life. That's gonna make you not so much of a happy camper. Now, we can destroy him with regular means, but that just means that he's going to come back from the graveyard with a couple of counters on him, and then we're going to have to take care of him all over again. So Anoint with Affliction, one-time wonder, is going to smack him out of the ballpark, you know what I mean? Now, there's also another headache that came out with Aether Drift, which is Ketramos the New Dawn. Him's 3 for a 4/4, legendary creature god. Yeah, right. He also has Menace, Lifelink, and Indestructible, but Ketramos can't attack or block unless there are 7 more cards in exile. That's the one thing, though. You don't want to wait around until then. You want to try to take care of him as quickly as possible, and Anoint with Affliction does the job for us. So Anoint with Affliction, of course, is 1 in a black, an instant speed spell. It's going to exile target creature if it has mana value 3 or less. So there aren't a whole lot of cards that can replace Go for the Throat, especially being 1 in a black, instant speed, destroy target non-artifact creature. Now, the simple fact that it does not destroy an artifact creature has gotten me in trouble multiple times when it is in fact an artifact creature that needs to be destroyed, and then I turn around and draw Go for the Throat. There's no worse feeling in the world having an answer that's not really an answer for a particular situation. But there's not a whole lot that replaces it at the current moment. I was thinking about Shoot the Sheriff, but in some ways, Shoot the Sheriff can even be more limited than Go for the Throat. Now, Sheoldred's Edict is really cool, especially when we're talking about Kaito using that there ninjutsu ability. He comes in with them flying hands, and we need a rapid response. Well, Sheoldred's Edict is going to be that response that we need, friend. 1 in a black, instant speed, choose 1. Each opponent sacrifices a non-token creature of their choice. Each opponent sacrifices a creature token of their choice, or each opponent sacrifices one of them there ninjutsu planeswalkers of their choice.
Very cool. Hear the thunder? That's tear asunder. 1 in the green instant speed, but it has got a kicker. Exile target artifact or enchantment if this spell was kicked. Exile target non-land permanent instead. Comes in the clutch. I've never been up a beanstalk and I don't want to. 1 in the green for an enchantment. When this enchantment enters and whenever you cast a spell with mana value 5 or greater, you get to draw a card. How efficient is that? So, speaking of all those aggro decks out there, we do have some kind of proficient answer, I guess. In the way of Malicious Eclipse, 3 mana for a sorcery. All creatures get -2/-2 until end of turn. Now, if a creature an opponent controls would die this turn, exile it instead. If there were to be an MVP for this Golgari, it would have to be Maelstrom Pulse. 1 a black and a green sorcery speed, destroy target non-land permanent, and all other permanents with the same name as that permanent. So not only is it coming in the clutch and destroying any non-land permanent that we need destroyed, but it can also destroy 3 Deep Cavern Bats that are holding 3 of your cards prisoner. That's awesome. Just one, drag to the bottom. Now this card is made efficient and effective by way of Overlord of the Hauntwoods because of course Overlord of the Hauntwoods is going to create that everywhere token, and drag to the bottom works off a domain. So each creature gets -X/-X until end of turn, where X is 1 plus the number of basic land types among lands you control. So for that simple fact that this pairs really nicely with Overlord of the Hauntwoods, we're just running 1 copy. Now for a card that needs no explanation at all, no introduction, nothing said about it whatsoever, because it is the best sweeper that we have in the meta. 3 and 2 black for a sorcery. As an additional cost to cast this spell, you may collect Evidence 6, destroy all creatures. If evidence was collected, exile a card from an opponent's graveyard. Then search its owner's graveyard, hand, and library for any number of cards with the same name as the exiled card and exile them. Then that player shuffles and draws for each card exiled from their hand this way. Not too shabby. So it's almost getting to the point to where, you know, the seasons start to feel the same, like spring feels like winter, but yet spring still feels like summer in the later spring months, and you just can't tell one season from the other. That's when you get the doubling seasons. 4 and a green for an enchantment. If an effect would create 1 or more tokens under your control, it creates twice that many of those tokens instead. Now, if an effect would put 1 or more counters on a permanent you control, it puts twice that many of those counters on that permanent instead. Now, of course, as aforementioned, as previously advertised, we're running 4 copies of Overlord of the Hauntwoods, 3 and 2 green for an enchantment creature avatar horror, impending 4 for 3 mana. Whenever this permanent enters or attacks, create a tapped colorless land token named Everywhere. That is every basic land type. He's also a 6/5. Liliana, Dreadhorde General. 6 for 6 loyalty. Whenever a creature you control dies, draw a card. Her +1 ability states create a 2/2 black zombie creature token, -4. Each player sacrifices 2 creatures of their choice, and -9. Each opponent chooses a permanent they control of each permanent type, and then sacrifices the rest. And this pairs really nicely with Doubling Season. Last but not least, Nissa Ascended Animist. You can pay 5 and 4 life, and it comes in with fewer loyalty counters. Or you can pay 6 and 2 life, or you can just pay the full 7, because it does have completed. Completed means that the Phyrexian mana symbol can be paid with either a broccoli or 2 life. For each Phyrexian mana paid with life, this planeswalker enters with 2 fewer loyalty counters. So to get the biggest bang for your buck, of course you want to pay full cost. But there is nothing wrong with throwing down a Nissa, on turn 3, turn 4 for 5 mana. It really puts the pressure on our opponent. So +1, create an XX green Phyrexian horror creature token where X is Nissa's loyalty. -1 is the coolest because you can destroy target artifact or enchantment. And then, of course, for -7, until end of turn, creatures you control get +1/+1 for each forest you control, and they also gain trample. Now, this is especially cool because Overlord of the Hotwoods is creating those everywhere tokens, which also count as forest cards, which is adding to the number of counters that our creatures are going to get later in the game. Now, as for special mana, in our mana base, we do have access to Demolition Field, which does tap for a colorless mana, but then you can pay 2, tap and sacrifice it, destroy a target non-basic land an opponent controls, and then you both get to search for a basic land to replace that. Very cool. Now, we also got Fountain Port. Now, Fountain Port is going to be like your Swiss Army knife. I don't know if you guys are familiar with the Swiss Army knife or not. I don't know. You know, I grew up with a Swiss Army knife, but the Fountain Port here is going to tap for a colorless mana. You can tap 2, tap and sacrifice a token, draw a card. You can also pay 3, tap, pay a life, create a fish, and then you can pay 4, tap, and create a treasure token. So it's a Swiss Army knife of sorts. So, of course, as I said before, this is Mythic Golgari Control. Yes, you heard me, Mythic Golgari Control. But now the question is not, can this deck get me to Mythic? For that has already been answered. The question now is, can it compete with other Mythic ranked decks? And I'm prepared to find out and very excited for the answer. So join me as I jump into a couple of games. Well, I don't know about you, but I've never played up against a bogus one before. But apparently there's a first time for everything. This seems like a pretty good hand here, with up the beanstalk and a sweeper and a ghost vacuum. Of course, it would be nice to have some early removal as well. We might keep this and just see where it gets us, and see if we can draw into earlier removal. We'll keep 7. Our opponent starts off with a swamp. So we shall start off with a tapped land. Bogus one answers back with a demolition field. Blooming marsh. Well, let's get up the beanstalk down there. Slasher. Oh no. This is not good for us at all. And pass the turn. So this could mean game over for us already if they have a bat. Oh, that is not very good at all. They are also running Ghost Vacuum. We probably want to know what's on top of our deck here. Don't want that one. Might as well get this thing out there as well. I am matching you card for card. Just going to attack in. Sure. All the way down to 3. Well. Maelstrom Pulse. And we'll exile this Unstoppable Slasher. Of course they did. Take action. No problemo, bogus one. That actually kind of hurt us, I'm not going to lie. Do another Fountain Port. And Overlord. Here comes removal. Sure. Another vacuum. Ooh. Of course, if we respond with the Ghost Vacuum of our own, they're just going to activate their other Ghost Vacuum. We shall try it anyways. Fair enough. And pass. Soulstone Sanctuary. He's the 3/3 and he is a beast. Okay, just passing the turn. Let's make a treasure token. A very nice treasure token. Very beautiful. Nissa. Sounds pretty cool. Demolition Field. Let's go ahead and throw it out there. And I'm sure they have the removal for Nissa. Okay. That's good news. They take a couple of damage. But you know what? We're going to put the pressure on. Pass the turn. Do you have an answer for the 9/9? No. We're going to smear them all over the place. Because we can start off with these 2 lands, play the Up the Beanstalk, get the Overlord of the Huntwoods down, and draw a card. And never mind. We've got a few lands. We've got Anoint with Affliction, Liliana, Double in Season, and an Overlord. I mean, I guess. Alright, so start off with our Strangled Cemetery. So we've got an island. Let's go with a swamp. See what our opponent is up to over here. It looks like just blue. Chart, of course, is not our best friend. Oh, great. Reanimator. Go with this. And let's go with that too. Maybe we want to go, actually, yeah, why not? Let's go with this. Okay. Fair. Repute is a really good card for a Reanimator deck. I will say that. Just for the simple fact that you get to discard, counter a spell, and draw and discard is pretty powerful. We're gonna have to get Liliana going. So let's go this route. Well, that doesn't help. Pass a turn. Rona, okay. Sure thing. Let's try to get this down. We might actually be able to live one more turn, potentially. Okay. Get that down. Down to 1 life. Cool. Let's go and get Liliana down here. Have them sacrifice creatures.
Battle exciting for me. Necromancy is an outline. Plucking turnips.
Alright. So we're at 6 mana. Might as well +1 here.
Yours will be a fate worse than undead.
And draw a card. Let's pass the turn. Okay, Ghost Vacuum. And let's make sure we take out... Oh, there we go. Now, would you watch that backhand, Mike? You're a pretty good tennis player overall, but you kind of need to work on that backhand. This hand is kind of weird, but we do have the Temple of Malady. Maelstrom Pulse isn't a bad card, and like I said, it is an MVP, so I think we're going to keep 7. Starting off with the Mountain and Fanatical Firebrand. Very, very fun. Love it. So Temple of Melody. Ooh, yeah, we want that one. We want all the removal. Of course, it would be really nice to have a Malicious Eclipse. No. Maybe. Oh, man. We're just gonna get hit with all the goblins. Okay, fair enough. Let's go with Marsh and pass a turn. Maelstrom Pulse can take care of both of these guys. Okay. Trinko. Nice, got rid of that one. Cool. So let's do this one. 2 in 1 shot, and it's 2 for 1. 2 birds, 1 stone. Ooh. Terrible. Let's go this route. Then he can tap and create X goblins. Let's take him out. There we go. Sure thing. Okay. Another Maelstrom Pulse would be awesome. But of course we have Deadly Cover-Up. Ooh, that is really cool. Alright, so let's go this route. And go with these 2. What you got, Backhand Mike? Alrighty. What do we take here? I don't know if they're running more than 2 Krinko. They might be. Okay. Well, never mind. They weren't wanting us to make a decision. We've got the pleasure of playing up against Il Drago. And, this isn't too bad, honestly. I'm gonna keep it. And we're on the play? Heck yeah. Got to. Rest this cultage, never hurt anybody. Il Drago. Swifty. We're gonna take out the Swifty. Pass a turn. Roll on 2. Okay, sure. Attack in. Are you going to pump it? No. Okay. Go for the throat. Okay. Bam. Manifest Dread. There it is. Maelstrom Pulse. Anoint with Affliction. I guess we'll just pass a turn. We have a couple of Ensos, of course, up against our Cacophony Scap friend. Manifold Mouse. Okay, Manifold Mouse. Yep, we're gonna have Haste. No, not Heist, because I came in last turn. Alright, well, let's get rid of this one. Cool. Take a whole 1. Probably want to do this one. And pass a turn. Il Drago is just creature after creature after creature. That's very unusual for a mono red deck to have so many creatures. It is very strange. You know what? Let's go ahead and pass this into that, and then go with this and get rid of that. Cool. Play yet another creature. Yep. Okay. We could go with Overlord of the Hauntwoods. Yeah, I think we want to do that. Let's go with Overlord, a big 6/5 body on the board. Stave off some of this damage, hopefully. Okay. No attacks. Ooh, drag to the bottom is a good one here. Let's get rid of both of these guys with Maelstrom Pulse. The MVP of the Golgari must be Maelstrom Pulse. Sure, I'll take advantage. And pass a turn. Land. Let's see a land from you, Ildrego. Ildrego! Let's see a land, por favor. We do not. Okay. Well, you know what? We're gonna block. Sure. Yep. My turn. We're gonna attack in with Restless Cottage. And let's take Manifold. Ends a turn. What you got now? Anything cool? Alright. Gain some life. Erase all the damage that was done. I like it. That's very cool. Attacking again. How's about Swifty? Goodbye, Swifty. And might as well just go ahead and gain the life. Ildrego does not seem to have an answer for our restless friend. Well, okay, boys and girls, it is time now for us to go against the nerdy MMA fighter. I am very excited to play against such an opponent as a nerdy MMA fighter. It is great. This hand seems pretty good. I think I'm going to keep it. We're on the draw. Might as well. Our opponents start off with a Black Manor, Bleachbone Verge. We start off with Strangled Cemetery. Come on now, nerdy MMA fighter. Glimmer. Here. Hello. Pay to life. I don't know if I want to pay to life. How about you just sacrifice him? He laughed at me. Why you laugh at me? Let's do this one. Him laughed at me very hard, hurt my feelings. Here, enduring innocence. Okay, we'll do this. And we'll do this. Him laughed at me again. Hurt me very deeply. Why you want to hurt my feelings, nerdy MMA fighter? Alright. So 3-2. What do we want to do here? Let's play this straight up. Because we need the extra mana to be able to get our
Nissa, Ascended Animist, into play.
and that would be really, really cool. So you got the removal for the Overlord, do ya?
Well,
Do ya, punk? Enduring. Very nice. Of course. No problem. 3 damage. So we could cast Deadly Cover Up. 4 mana. Let's see. We probably just want to do this, honestly. And have to do these two. And we'll take the Enduring Innocence. Oh, sacrifice it. Very nice play, indeed. So now what do we want to take? Go for the throat. Taking some of the removal might not be a bad call, but I think I'm going to take this guy. Okay, so they have a slasher, which is good to know. Zombies you control get +1/+1. Curse Cloth Wrappings. Very awesome. So we'll take all of these. There we go. So is this removal? No, it's a land. Awesome. Soulstone Sanctuary. That is good to know as well. Okay. So now we have enough to where we could cast Nissa straight up. We could also... Well, you know what? Let's do this and take Slasher out. Up the Beanstalk, draw us a card. Do we want to... You know what? Yeah, we do. Let's go for it. There's a hole in my plan, he says. Alright. So now, our opponent is having a field day over here. Let's go with this. And boom. Well, welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. We've got another game up against Danny. He is the Eternal Taskmaster. We've got a pretty awesome loaded hand this time. We are going to keep and hope for the best. Swing for the fences, if you will. Start off with a Blooming Marsh. Rakdos Theater. Oh no, we are probably Rakdos Reanimator. Whatever are we going to do? Fear of missing out is okay in my book. So with that being the case, probably want to do this. That way, we can get the 4th land down, play the 5th land, have Deadly Cover Up as readily available as possible for the following turn. For the follow-up play from Danny, the Eternal Taskmaster. Attacking for Dos. No problemo, chap. No problemo. Well, that's cool to see. So then we can do this instead. Get our draw on. Know what I mean? Pass a turn since we do have the instant speed removal for fear of missing out. What you got now, Danny? A restless Vince. So you know what? It's probably better off if we take this out. Drop them by a land. A vacuum's not too shabby. Okay, well, never mind. Just when things are looking good, our opponent gives up.
Well, you're listening to R3SM14, the Sunshine Kid, back on the block.
This is a pretty cool hand. We've got a couple of Up the Beanstalks and a Nissa, Maelstrom Pulse, and a few land. We're not completely off color. I think we're going to keep it. And we are on the play. Alright, so Strangled Cemetery, because why not? We are into that kind of thing? No, not really. Hopeless nightmares. No. Get rid of one of the beanstalk. So, Fountain Port and Up the Beanstalk. There we go, there we go. Draw a card. Very nice. I guess we could discard Go for the Throat, unless they're gonna play some Deep Cavern Bats on top of this Hopeless Nightmare. I hope not. Don't you wish that evil on me? Fear of missing out. Cool. Ooh, and a Liliana. That's looking pretty decent. Okay, pass the turn. If we could just draw into a few more lands, it wouldn't be so bad. Sure, let's just take 2. Ooh, okay. Sure. Get rid of this guy. And I think we just go for a green mana here. Green mana, thank you very much. Okay, so interesting, but we're gonna have to get rid of Fear. Yeah. Go for the Throat on the Fear. And in the following turn, we can Overlord and hopefully be at 5 mana for the following turn. Okay, we're gonna have to Maelstrom Pulse that thing away. So that comes in, this goes away. There we go. See you later, Shieldred. The apocalypse? I think not. Okay, another Fear. Ooh. Okay. Sacrifice the other one to draw 2. Fair enough. Now we could use a Sweeper. Alright, so Outwoods it is. It's gonna have to be. Alright. We could really use a Sweeper of some kind. So we get hit for 5 twice. If they have something with haste, then this is going to be really bad. There we go. Go down to 9. Go down to 7. There's the Sweeper. Thank goodness. Alright, so let's do that.
up the Beanstalk trigger. R3SM14, the Sunshine Kid. Well, let's take beer. Or let me see how many beers are in here. 2 of them. I guess let's take beer. Okay, so I like what they got going on in hand right now. Take both of these away. Take him away. Land. Okay, here we go. So they could play the Momentum Breaker. I don't know what that would happen to be. They have to sacrifice a creature or an enchantment to exile a creature, but of course they do have Mirth. But do they have anything to get rid of a Planeswalker? I don't think so. I think we just go with this. So then the following turn we can actually get Nissa down for the full 7, not have to take any damage, and get a giant token on the field. I think that is a very good play, if I do say so myself. Alright, Sunshine Kid, what do you have now? So I'm assuming that they're probably just going to go with Momentum Breaker. Yep. Sacrifice the Overlord. Get 2 cards, 2 other cards in hand. 5 mana open. Okay, cool. That's awesome that one of them was a land. So now I think we just want to play Anissa. What saith you, R3SM14?
Sow the seeds of perfection into the flesh of the multiverse.
So our Overlord of the Hauntwoods is also going to come into play. They do have 2 removal spells, but well, I guess they could get rid of Momentum and Disturbing Mirth. Okay, there's 1. And they get to manifest Dread. Gotcha. Ooh, another Momentum Breaker. Okay. What do we got? We got Shieldred. Wonderful. Let's just go ahead and take him out. Okay, now we can draw freely. So I have a feeling they're just gonna quit once we play this Liliana. If I were a betting man. Here we go. Here comes Zilly.
Time to wake up and smell. I can smell.
What you got now, opponent? Yeah. You can get rid of the 6/6. No problemo.
Our strength multiplies.
There we go. Now we're rolling. Good game.
You've reached an undead end. Welcome, my companion.
And that's all she wrote, chap. Well, howdy there, Pilgrim. Thank you so much for making it thus far into the video. I sincerely do appreciate you hanging out with me today. As always, the deck list will be in the description of the video. As far as the deck list goes, I wouldn't really make a whole lot of changes. Probably just take out one of those drag to the bottoms and replace it with maybe a Ghost Vacuum. We are a little bit weak against a mono red and, you know, some of the aggro front there, but overall, this is a Mythic Golgari Control deck, and I am absolutely proud of it. If you enjoyed the video, don't forget to give it a little thumbs up, and if you want to support the channel even further, don't forget to subscribe so you'll get notified for all the upcoming videos and all the upcoming shenanigans. Anyways, for now, thank you guys again so much, and we'll see you in the next one.